apiplatform.io, a no-code platform for creating and connecting APIs. This video will help you understand how to design workflows using the workflow builder in apiplatform.io. Start by logging into your development environment. Click on Create option on the left navigation sidebar and select the Workflow Builder. For this video, we'll take up a case of crediting interest to a customer's account based on customer's deposit type. Click on the Add Diagram button to get started. You can either import a BPMN format, workflow diagram, or import a diagram from a S3 storage bucket. Here, we'll click on Create Blank Diagram to get started with our own custom workflow diagram. Fill in the required fields such as API name, version, executor method type, category, display name, and description. We are now ready to start creating a workflow diagram. You can either drag a process element from the task menu on the left, or you can click on the default start event element and different options will appear. We'll click on the start event element and then select the task element to add it to the diagram. In the same way, we'll add an exclusive gateway to the diagram. We'll continue to add the task to the diagram and close the workflow diagram with an end event element. We'll now need to assign the type of task for each element. To assign the task type, click on the element and select the Change Type option depicted by the wrenched icon. We'll now select the User Task option for this task element. In the same way, we'll assign the task type for all required task elements. We can also name each element to represent their storage by double-clicking on the element and then entering a suitable name. Now, we'll select the Start Event element again. We can see a contextual menu on the right with multiple tabs where we can perform a variety of actions such as adding properties inside the extension tab, adding execution listener in the listener tab, etc. For now, we're going to use the Forms tab and add form fields. We can add a form field by clicking on the plus sign and entering the field name inside the ID box and selecting the form type from the drop-down menu. For now, we'll select the string type. Similarly, we'll add contact, deposit type, and deposit amount fields. Now, based on the deposit type, we'll route to either the fixed deposit, annual deposit, or quarterly deposit task element. Clicking on the routing arrow of the fixed deposit user task will bring up another contextual menu on the right with 3 tabs: General, Listener, and Extension. In the General tab, we'll select the expression option from the condition drop-down menu. In the expression field, we'll provide the expression deposit type equal to FD, where FD represents fixed deposit. In the same way, we'll route to the other deposit types. We can download the workflow diagram in the BPMN format or SVG format or save it to an S3 bucket. We'll now save the API. We can also execute our API using the execute option. We'll now deploy our API by clicking deploy. Once the API is deployed, the API endpoint is displayed on the screen. We can find the deployed API under the Workflow API tab in the control plane. Build your workflow APIs easily using apiplatform.io.